Ever feel like you're lost in space looking for the perfect game? Well, here at GameWise, we're setting course through 8 of the best space games out there right now. What's up everyone, I'm Mark, and I've brought a pretty stellar lineup for you today. First up, Star Wars Squadron. This game lets you pilot TIE fighters and X-Wings in some of the most authentic space dogfights seen in gaming. Imagine the roar of your engines, the whoosh of lasers missing by millimeters, and the gut-wrenching realization that you're really bad at space combat. But fear not, the game is perfect for newcomers and seasoned pilots alike. It's a game that doesn't always get the love it deserves. Perhaps first-person space combat isn't that popular anymore. Or it could be that the game got lost in the mix of Star Wars releases in the last few years. Still a great title to check out. Starfield is another game that seems to have flown under the radar of a lot of gamers. It offers a galaxy's worth of exploration. Bethesda's latest masterpiece allows you to customize spacecraft, land on planets, and get hilariously lost in space. Technically impressive, the game uses an advanced procedural generation system to bring diverse, explorable planets to life. It feels like Bethesda created a universe just for explorers like me who crave depth, discovery, and immersion. From the moment I launched into space for the first time, I was hooked. Every planet, spaceport, and galaxy carries its own story, full of stunning visuals and tiny details that make everything feel alive. What I love most is how it lets me be whoever I want to be. A fearless bounty hunter, a peaceful explorer, or even a rogue smuggler hopping between planets. The game's vastness is incredible, but it's the way it makes every encounter feel meaningful that keeps me coming back for more. Now, Stelllaris. This one's for the true strategists, the people who treat civilization like it's a casual game. As an interstellar leader, you'll manage vast space empires, trade routes, politics, and engage in diplomatic maneuvering that would make actual diplomats break into cold sweat. You'll encounter alien species, black holes, and diplomatic rivalries that could end up in planetary sieges. If you're ready to conquer the stars and dive deep into the geopolitical physics of the galaxy, this is the space game for you. Next up, a game for those who say, sure, space is beautiful, but what if it were terrifying? It's of course, Dead Space, the remake. You play Isaac Clarke, an engineer who wishes he'd picked a different vacation spot as he fights his way through a derelict spacecraft infested with necromorphs. The game's atmosphere perfectly balances zero-gravity horrors with combat and puzzle solving. Plus, the physics here actually add to the scares. There's nothing like zero-G combat with space zombies to raise your heart rate.
There's still a way out for us.
Now, Star Citizen. The game's so ambitious, it's still under construction. With a realistic physics engine that covers ship interiors, planetary physics, and space mining, this game allows for a level of immersion that's almost disturbingly real. It's the closest you can get to space exploration from your desk. Star Citizen is a sandbox game, allowing you to shape space however you see fit. It's famously a game that nobody can really explain. What is it? What are you meant to do in its massive world? Well, you'll have to play it to find out. Version 1.0 is set for release soon, so keep this game on your radar. EVE Online, where spreadsheets and space wars intersect. This isn't just a game, it's practically an MBA course in interstellar economics. Players can mine, trade, create, and sabotage others in a massive online universe. Entire in-game corporations exist, and real money has been won and lost in this pixelated economy. For those brave enough to manage an intergalactic balance sheet, EVE Online is your playground, or battlefield, depending on how cutthroat you're feeling. This is one of those games that you've probably always wanted to play, but have always been too intimidated to install. Or maybe that's just me.
This is a very large...
Homeworld 3, or what I call Total War in Space. You command a space fleet in fully 3D environments with complex gravitational fields, asteroid cover, and dynamic warfare mechanics. The game has seen drastic changes recently after quite a lot of negative feedback over its underwhelming campaign and multiplayer. I picked it up on release, and I have to say it wasn't worth the $50 I paid for it, but I enjoyed its short campaign and the feel of the game overall. Perhaps now it's worth picking up. Let me know in the comments what you think about Homeworld 3.
Joker.
Finally, we have Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Part RPG, part space opera, this game places you in the shoes of Commander Shepard as you save the galaxy, dodge romance subplots, and make choices that affect entire species. It's got space stations, mass relays, and alien species that would make Carl Sagan proud. The physics might be a bit imaginative, but hey, it's not every day you get to punch an intergalactic diplomat in the face. Mass Effect's got a huge fan base, and even though the games are a few years old now, it's still very much a game that you can pick up and enjoy for its gripping and epic storyline. Mass Effect 2 in particular is seen as one of the greatest space games of all time. Whether you're exploring, fighting, or just trying not to be eaten by space zombies, each of these games delivers something unique. Let us know in the comments which one of these games you've played and what your thoughts were, and subscribe to GameWise for the latest game news. See you in the next one.